Hi, this is Arya, and today we are going to scrutinize a winery based on the 7 principles of the universal design. First, a little bit of introduction. Well, this project was based in the second-grade historical building of Bandabulya, the municipal market, and the challenge was to create the interior that complements the building, keeping the skeleton of the building intact. So the concept that I chose was wabi-sabi. Now, analyzing it from the first principle of the universal design, which is flexibility in use, well, once we look at the facility, we will see that, well, a winery is a place where you go to drink wine, to taste it, or just to see how exactly a winery works, but it does provide with the facility of a cafe within, which means that if for any reason you do not want to drink the wine, you can always go to the cafe and have yourself a cup of coffee. So it means, as the principle state, that it allows the individual's preferences, it accommodates individual preferences and abilities since it's an open space. So I think that this principle works really well with this design. Now, looking at the second principle, which is size and space for approach and use. Well, when we're looking into the facility, we will see that it's quite spacious, and since it's an open plan and it's accessible on the same level, it actually provides reach and manipulation and approach for any kind of users from different body sizes and abilities and different postures. So I think that this design principle also works really well with the facility. Now, looking at the third principle, which is simple and intuitive, well, as you can see, the facility actually does provide with a lot of signage along the way, all across the corridor and the boards and everything, but it fails to provide the visual signage. So if for any reason a person is unaware of the language, they do not speak the language, they would not be able to understand what exactly is going on. So I believe it actually fails to accommodate this particular principle. Now, looking at the fourth principle, which is perceptible information, well, looking at the facility, you will notice that the flooring of the whole place is actually having some of the wooden planks across along the way. So it also starts from the entrance and goes all the way through the corridor while leading into the different functionalities of the place. So basically, the purpose of these wooden planks is to provide a perceptible information to the user. So they are leading the user into the facilities or into the places without them really realizing that they are being led over there. So in case I would say that the design communicates the necessary information effectively, regardless of the ambient condition and the sensory users. So I think that this principle is applied perfectly here. Now, looking at the fifth principle, which is the low physical effort, well, as you might notice, the majority of the facility over here uses the doors, which are manual. Although the purpose, the purpose it's an open door policy throughout the facility, and it's an open floor space, so it actually works well with the low physical effort. I mean, it does require minimum effort because there are no different levels to access, but the doors, if for any reason they are closed, it's a no-no. I mean, it does require some kind of physical effort, so I think that this principle is not applied properly either. Now, looking at the sixth principle, which is the equitable use, well, the facility, as you can see, has all the metal tools, but it does actually provide with one particular door within the facility itself, which is the administration door. It's automatic. So people with the diverse abilities can absolutely use it. Yes, so it does provide them with the easy access. But looking at the other doors, as I was discussing before, and yes, it's an open plan, accessible levels, everything is okay, it works. But the other doors that does require minimum physical effort, as I said before, if they're closed for any reason, it does not work. It simply does not work. So there is no equitable use. So it's a kind of 50-50 in this case. Now, looking at the last principle, which is tolerance for error, well, this is the only door from the administration that leads to the production facility. So for in any case, this door is closed or, jammed, worst case scenario, not working all of a sudden. So basically, you'll be thinking that you'll be logged into the production facility or something like that. But then there is the workshop, which is located in the public area, but it has another door which leads to the production facility, which I believe can actually work as a failsafe. So it kind of works in this scenario because the principle does state that the design should minimize the hazard and the adverse consequences of accidental and unintended actions. So I think it kind of does work with the situation, well, according to my perception. Well, coming to the conclusion, well, we can see that, the overall, the building does facilitate the diverse users, but it lacks, the design does lack in the functionality. For example, the manual doors, which can be difficult to open, the color scheme, which can be difficult to read for colorblind individuals, the absence of this visual signage, that can also be considered as one of the other obstacles. So that's all from me. Thank you for watching.